This is Brandon with Fleet Feet, and today we've got an ASICS shoe, and not just any ASICS, but one of the three legends. And the three legends are the Cumulus, the Kayano, and the Nimbus. And today we're gonna be talking about the Nimbus, and not just the 26th, the 27th version. Here is the women's colorway, and here's the men's colorway. There's gonna be more colorways than just this, but overall, I kind of like them. Now, like I mentioned, the Nimbus is on its 27th version. It's one of the most popular shoes from ASICS, and it is in the Legends line. It's a max cushion, neutral daily trainer. It's got a ton of stack on foot. It's a soft shoe, and it's got some pretty nice foam here too. So let's dive into it, and let's get into all of the nitty gritty and all of the details, and we're gonna tell you about how we felt about it. But before we go anywhere, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps to continue to support us as we put out new videos. And let's just start with the upper and work our way down. And one of the first things that you're actually going to notice about the upper of this shoe is the ribbed heel collar, not just from the knit that goes around the top, but also the extra padding on the inside. And one of our reviewers, Max, actually said that the padding on the inside actually feels really similar to like one of those travel neck pillows that you would wear if you were in an airplane and you were just trying to get some sleep and rest. It has that same pillowy softness feel, and it just hugs that heel collar really nicely. And the upper is actually redeveloped in this shoe with a new jacquard mesh upper. This upper is a little bit more lightweight and more breathable than that of the previous model. From a structural integrity perspective, the only overlays that you're gonna see are really just from the logo and some around the lacing system, but overall, pretty minimal overlays. Most of the structure is really just coming from this jacquard engineered mesh, which fits pretty nicely. The tongue is nice and knit, it is stretchy, and it is comfortable on foot. It's actually one of the better tongues that I've tried, and most of our reviewers really seem to enjoy it. It doesn't really bunch or get too in the way, but it just fits really nicely on foot. Because it is so stretchy, you can move it around to just get that perfect fit. ASICS has been really killing it from a fit perspective and just dialing in a really nice upper. And our entire review team who tested this shoe put this one on and said that it fit true to size. But everyone's foot shape is a little bit different. Mine is going to be a little bit different from yours. If you want to find out whether this shoe is going to fit best for you, I would go walk into your local Fleet Feet store. I would go get your foot scanned and go through the fit ID and outfitting experience and go try this shoe on for yourself. You might find that this shoe fits best for you or another one in the store. Let's move on to the midsole, and this is where things get really exciting. And usually we don't start with this, but we're going to start with the sock liner, and you can actually just remove it. So if you're someone who needs insoles or ortholites or super feet or whatever it might be, and you need to put it in this shoe, you absolutely can. You have that option. But ASICS has actually done a really good job with their sock liner, and their sock liner is called an Ortholite X55 sock liner. So it is going to be nice and padded and cushioned. It's quite soft as well, but this is mainly to increase comfort and rebound on foot. Now let's move on to the actual foam itself, which is Flight Foam Blast Plus Eco, which is just a really nice soft and bouncy EVA, and it was the same midsole that was found in the previous model. But what's different from this one to the previous one is that it actually increased by 2 millimeters in stack, similar to another shoe that we talked about and have already reviewed, but we may be doing a comparison video of these two shoes. Maybe it's one from Hoka, maybe it's one from ASICS. That's just a little bit of a teaser, but more to come on that. And similar to the last model, this model still has pure gel in the heel. So there is a little bit of gel in here just to help with protection and shock absorption. With the Nimbus and a shoe like this, it's not really meant to go fast. It's really just a shoe for those really nice relaxed rides. The energy is going to be a little bit lower. The ride is going to be plush, and it's just going to be a nice relaxed fit. Most of our team actually found that this shoe was a bit softer than the previous model, than the 26, and it actually felt closer to that of the 25. I'm not sure I really agree. I think it's pretty much the same as the previous model, but either way, whether it's a little bit softer or about the same, there wasn't too much of a difference between 25, 26, and 27. If you're someone who liked 25, if you're someone who liked 26, you're gonna like 27 too. It's pretty much the same makeup and DNA. But we did actually get some pretty good confirmation about the foam and its softness. And when we were at the running event in Austin, Texas, we actually spoke with a product line manager from ASICS, and Paul actually said that the foam was tweaked to just be a little bit lighter and softer, which he said is the reason why ASICS was able to actually add 2 millimeters in stack without compromising the weight. You said something
something about the Flight Foam Blast Plus being a little bit different from the previous version to this version. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, all these foams are kind of like baking, right? There's all these different ingredients that go in. So we're able to change the ingredients a little bit this time, and we made it lighter weight so we can give a little bit more of that foam. But it's still that super soft, plush, kind of known luxurious cushion that the Nimbus has come to drive to all those runners in all the stores.
Got it. So can people expect this shoe to be like slightly softer potentially?
Will be a little bit softer, a little bit more plush, but we come in at the same weight as what we were on the previous version that was a little bit closer to the ground.
And speaking of stack and drops, the drop of this shoe comes in at 8 millimeters, with the men's model at 43.5 and 35.5 in the toe, and with the women's model at 42.5 in the heel and 34.5 in the forefoot. And the outsole is actually made up of 2 different outsole rubbers. It's made up of hybrid ASICS grip and AHAR Plus. AHAR Plus is going to be a bit more durable and sturdier on foot, and it's going to be in the areas where most impact is happening. And then you have this really nice hybrid ASICS grip, which is going to be a little bit softer, but just as tacky and durable still. And overall, the outsole and grip here just felt really good. And for Caroline, she actually found that this shoe was pretty soft, but it never really was too soft where it sunk in and she couldn't get herself back out. You know, some of those shoes that are just a little too mushy and you put them in and you run in them and then you don't really get that same rebound and reaction return. Well, Caroline, she actually found that she was able to still get some nice reaction out of this shoe. And for one of our other reviewers, Kate, who just likes firmer shoes, she just found that the 27 was just a little bit too high in stack and too mushy for her. I personally love high stack shoes, so this shoe really worked best for me. I love the Nimbus. It's actually one of my favorite running shoes every year from 24, 25, 26, and 27 that I've tried out now. And I actually find that the shoe just continues to get better and better. But I will say in the last 25, 26, and 27, there haven't been too many tweaks to the model, and I've just enjoyed them ever since. The weight of this shoe actually comes in at 10.8 ounces or 305 grams for the men's model and 9.3 ounces or 265 grams for the women's model. And like Paul said, this shoe is going to be just slightly less than the previous model, about 5 grams. And the price of this shoe comes in at $165, which is in line with a lot of other max cushion daily trainers out there. And other shoes in a similar category as this one is the Hoka Bondi, which comes in at $170, and the New Balance More V5 at $155. But if you're curious to try this shoe on for yourself, you can go into your local Fleet Feet store or check it out online at fleetfeet.com. We'll be posting full reviews and comparison videos of ASICS shoes right here on YouTube, so you definitely don't want to miss that, so be sure to check them out.